Welcome back to the 31 Days of Dread, my AKAPADers. I am your host, Peter A. DeLuca. And just recently, I'm talking within the hours, Netflix just dropped one heck of a movie, Don't Move, 2024. It's available right now. So if you want, run off, watch Don't Move. So move. Go move, and then come back to discuss Don't Move. The concept of this movie alone is the real discussion point. So let's go. It's October, and it's time for the 31 Days of Dread. This is where you get one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's how much we love horror. That's how much we love Halloween on the Film Buff Podcast. And here's the crazy thing. This is the longest running horror event in all of podcasting. So get ready. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to scare our socks off. And yes, we're going to be grabbing some candy. Maybe some cereal. Let's go. What do I mean? Welcome back, by the way, guys. What do I mean by concept? There's a lot of horror, and I will get into why this movie is a horror movie. There's something about horror that is simple. The more simple the hook of the horror movie, the more you can boil it down to something of substance. By substance, I mean the idea. How good, how well of an idea is it? How well is it executed? Don't Move is a woman who's given a shot. She meets the wrong guy. He gives her a shot, and she's paralyzed. And all systems are go. There's a type of anticipation, fear, heart beating. Your heart races in parts of this movie. There's a reflection of society where can we argue that much of the age that we live in now is a repercussion because women feel paralyzed in society. I think that's true. I think that's why this movie rings so true. But along the way, hey, we have a movie. We have some filmmakers. We have 2 directors, 2 writers. Our production companies are vast too. So it's a lot of effort. This movie is shot sprawling. This movie is shot beautifully. Thank God since we're taking place in a wooded environment, in the woods, whatever you want to call it, in the forest. Thank God we're not overusing drone shots. Some drone shots, for some of these movies, way overused. But I don't like to comment. But this one, we selected the right ones. Written by T.J. Kremfel, co-writer David White. That's not racist, by the way. That's his name. Directed by Brian Netto and Adam Schindler. It's a lot of creative talent. Produced by Sam Raimi. I would say at one time that meant, but after Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi is not the guy. He's just a career director at this point. It's okay. But what we have here, we have an executed concept that just from the thumbnail, from the poster, from the initial image of this movie of a woman's face in the grass, we know we have something. This movie taps into a fear. This is back to the simplicity. Us being paralyzed. One of my ex-girlfriends had she used to wake up with night terrors. Like real stuff, and she would say that she felt paralyzed and couldn't move, and you're kind of like having a dream and you can't move, and it's just scary stuff. But being paralyzed with someone around you that just wants to do bad things, this is a fear I believe we all have. And good horror, this is why we're in the horror category more than thriller for Don't Move. This is why we're in the 31 Days of Dread. And I'm just not doing a regular episode drop like I did for Caddo Lake that recently dropped too on Max. And please check that one out too. This movie taps into a primal fear perfectly. The expansion of the plot is very similar to this year's M. Night's Trap. Also a very simple idea. We have similar serial killers. I love the idea. I love the positioning of a serial killer that's later to be revealed to have a family. Because you really get behind the idea that he'll do anything to cover things up and not to get caught. That he's overly calculating. He's overly dangerous. This is really what we love about characters like Dexter and Hannibal Lecter. So Don't Move has that trope. I'm all in. Soon as, and spoiler, I guess, but we don't care about spoilers here. Don't Move gives us that. The bad guy, our killer, he's got a whole family, and he's got to get through this situation to get back to his family. There's a good psychology there. In some scenarios, we root for this guy because we want him to get away with it, and sometimes we don't. As of all horror, again, we're saying horror, and I don't care how is this movie? Yeah, I guess American thriller. This movie's a horror movie. Kelsey as Bella. She's our girl. She's our star. She's great in this. You have to have a look that the camera loves when you're not moving. And she pulls this off. I would say I would like to know, maybe they got lucky with her, but I would say anyone that went through the process of making this movie, we had some screen tests. We had very clear, specific types of shots, lighting, things we wanted from our actress that we needed to know before we could make a decision. I would assume she went through somewhat of a battery of tests for the filmmakers. And rightfully so. Cinematography, Zach Cooperstein, who is amazing. This movie, the way it shows up on Lens, you want to go visit all of these places. Now, I believe where was this movie shot? It looks like it's just shot in middle America. Like, maybe not middle. I don't know. It could be Kentucky. It could be Montana. My geography's all off. But it's just, this is a movie that looks like it was shot not too far from where you live. For some of you, it might be 1 hour, 2 hour drive. For me, it's like a good hour. Because I live in Philadelphia, PA. Let's see. Production. Let's see. Where are we at here? I thought it was Bulgaria. This movie, isn't that amazing? This movie shot in Bulgaria. I love it. You want to visit every single, and that's somewhat of a tell of when we know we have a good cinematographer. When things are scenic and sprawling and you want to visit them, good job, Cine. The Cine does it. This movie's there. This movie's a ton of fun. This movie deserves all your attention. Everyone involved, I am looking forward to what they do next. We have, guys like JT, who's our Finn Whitlock, right? This is our killer. Peter, let's see. Finn Whitrock. Oh my God. Yeah, Peter L. Whitrock Jr. Finn Whitrock. This is our guy. This is our antagonist. He's been in a million things. This guy's been all over TV. Whatever he's in, he's good in. I was happy to see his face, even though I just had to look up. I'm like, he's not in any notable movies. I've just seen him a lot on TV. I'm seeing American Horror Story, Freak Show here. I remember watching some of that. American Crime Story. This guy, La La Land, and Ratched, the Netflix series that is forever on the 31 Days of Dread. One of these years we will get to Ratchet. But guys, this movie's fantastic. Everyone involved deserves a standing ovation. I'm happy to bring this to you in the time of the 31 Days of Dread to where it's new and you can go check it out. So, some of the reach that you guys are a part of, I thank you for that. You guys do a lot to promote this. Effort of mine, we're 8 years deep, and maybe it shows. Maybe it shows. But guys, rock and roll. Enjoy yourself something on Netflix. Let's go. AKAPADers, thank you for joining me for another episode of the 31 Days of Dread. We have been dedicated to horror for a long time on this feed, on this podcast. If you guys want to know more about everything we do here, go to akapad.com. From there, you can navigate to the 31 Days of Dread. We have a dedicated landing page that goes through all the years of the 31 Days of Dread, and we also have a directory that jumps you to any movie that we've done. So you can just look up the movie by name, you can go to the directory, it's all alphabetical, and you can just explore. And that's the intent, and that's why we're so into the 31 Days of Dread, because no one's done this. No one has put this much time, this much thought and effort into American horror and international horror, and we love it. Horror is the future of American cinema. Horror right now is holding up American cinema, and I'm so thankful for it. So I'm hoping that you can extend yourself, explore, and continue the conversation. akapad.com. Thanks, guys.